Hey everyone, I'm here with Amit Knaani, the VP of Product at Duda Mobile. We're here to talk about a content personalization plugin for WordPress that they recently created called inSite. At the moment, inSite is virtually brand new to the WordPress plugin repository. It's only got a few active installs, but it looks like a plugin with a lot of potential across a wide variety of use cases, which is why we decided to reach out and learn a little bit more about what inSite is and what it does, and share that information with you. So thanks for joining me, Amit.
You're welcome. No problem.
Do you mind starting things off by just giving us a brief explanation of what inSite is and how it works?
Sure. So inSite is actually a community-based product that allows you to find and activate and build yourself a really easy rules that will allow you to personalize your WordPress site. Let's say that you have people that are coming from all kind of places and all kind of devices, so you can build a rule that will suit and serve the right story, the right action, and the right content for them. All insights are built from triggers and from actions. It means that you can choose one trigger that can be like time, location, device, or JavaScript trigger, and then you can just choose the action that you want to happen when the trigger is activated. Meaning like add a new element to your site, add a notification bar, add all kind of things that you are like familiar from other web content or visual editors. But the idea here is, first of all, you can connect it to the trigger, so it can change during the user lifetime in the site. I mean, if the user coming from the first time or for the second time or for the third time, it's not the same user. So the way that you deal with them need to be different. If users are coming from mobile, it's not the same user. They don't have time, they are on the go, they need to have something else to serve them. So those kind of things that you can build really easily with inSite. And the community part, which is very important to us, is the idea that you can just go to the library of insights, choose the insight that you like, suit your situation or your vertical, and in one click, just add it to your site.
Yeah,
so
that's
the idea
actually
of like
something
being,
I wanted to ask some questions about is the inSite library. So just in case you guys didn't catch that, the inSite library is it's sort of like a community marketplace almost. I don't know if you're charging for any insights at this point. So all insights are free at this point. Yeah. So it's actually more like the plugin repository in that sense, where it's a group of insights which are trigger-based actions that you can seamlessly install on your website through the inSite plugin. And this is user-generated content and content by you guys, right? Or insights by you guys.
Yeah.
How much of the development of future insights are you guys taking the responsibility for? Do you guys plan to have a couple flagship insights that really define the usefulness of your plugin, or do you want users to build that out for you?
Well, I mean, it's both. The one thing that we learned, we had this. Originally we were like a site builder company, and we have our own site builder called Duda One. And when we build inSite within Duda One at the beginning, we saw that as much as you give people the option to choose from something that you create for them, the ready-made content, it's really easy for them to understand. Because one of the problems with with personalization and A/B testing and marketing in general is that you need to understand what you want to test or what you want to build or how you want to personalize your site, and those are really hard to understand for most of the people. So when you're giving users a lot of ready-made insight, a lot of ready-made rules, it's really easy for them to understand what it does and actually use it. And then, of course, understand if they want to build their own. So,
but then at the same time, you also have people who, because of the nature of content personalization, have very, very specific needs, and ready-made insights aren't really right for them. So I see how it would be a two-pronged approach.
Of course, yes. But I think in general, when you're coming to search something and you're like a restaurant and you have a personal site, the most of the needs, like the rule of 80-20, the 80% of the needs are kind of similar. Mm-hmm. And now you can, and the idea is that you can take every insight and you can customize it. You can change the trigger, you can add trigger, you can be like a multi-insight that include all the trigger together. You can, of course, edit any of the items that within, and if you know how to develop, you can also connect it to a database or do other stuff. So it's really flexible. Mm-hmm. But the idea is that we're going to build some fundamental insights that help users understand how to use it, and then we will let the community run.
So can you walk us through a couple very, sorry, I don't want to, I just want to get to very specific questions. Can you walk us through explanations of very specific use cases that you feel like will be great proofs of concepts that'll be useful to almost anybody who has a WordPress site?
Yeah, sure. So let's say that we're going on like user behavior. So if user is like, moving more than 3 pages at your site, give him like a notification that offer him to like you on Facebook or selling him a specific thing that happened on your site. This is like one example.
Sure.
The more like, easy example is if now Christmas, then show snows on your site. Or if it's like Halloween, show other stuff that just really like a decoration to your site. Those are like the easy examples. And then you have like the more like really complex example. If you're like connecting into your database and you have a user that already buy one of your product, then you can say that show specific things to only people who buy this product or went through this flow in the site or something like that. So you can do it like, more and more complex. But the easy one are like, very, very easy to understand because it's like the thing that you are expect the site to do, but they never do.
Right.
So,
right. How do you guys monetize?
Well, right now, as I told you, we're a company, like established company. We're existing more than 6 years. We have 2 products that actually earning money for the company. So we are now building it because, my belief as a product person is that if you find something within an active product that you see that people are using and it deserves like its own loving attention, you should take it out and give it a chance. So now we have like, the benefits of taking it out, learning with the community how it will work, develop it according to the feedback that we're getting. And in the future, we're going to monetize probably subscription or something like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But for now, we just want to finalize it and make it like the best product that we can.
Absolutely. Now, like you said, you had mentioned there's examples of, having people revealing content based on behavior that will get someone to like your Facebook page or subscribe to an email form. Those are tools that actually already exist in other plugins. What is it about your plugin when it comes to freeing people up from, let me rephrase. I think one of the interesting things about inSite is that you're not shoehorned into behaviors that are, or reactions that are based on just email signups or just Facebook likes based on like a plugin that has more features in that same vein. You can actually use this to accomplish any number of objectives that you might have for your website and for the behavior of your visitors. So what I'm interested in is how do you see this type of freedom playing well with other plugins that have a more narrow focus? Like, is this going to be something that other plugins can take advantage of? This type of functionality?
Yeah, first of all, we're not like, we're not really like competing with the other plugins. The main idea of inSite is that it's a platform and we're like open and really, and can contain other plugins. So if you, for example, you have like, a great email subscription or you have like a great contact form or gallery or whatever, you can just take the shortcode and put it inside your inSite. So inSite can actually, support other activities that you're doing on your site and just, increase the value by using them in the like specific triggers or specific times or something like that. So we're not here to compete the great things that like working now on WordPress. We're here to like support the whole thing to be better.
Right. So to that end, I mean, when it comes to working with other plugins, like with the shortcode, like you said, so let's say I have an email capture plugin that I really like. It works really well. Is that something that is that plugin creator? Are they responsible for providing a shortcode that works with you guys, or does your plugin actually create a shortcode for theirs to work within yours?
No, we're taking like the shortcode that the plugin is already creates as default, because most of the plugins are creating shortcode for you to like implement them in your post.
Gotcha.
So we're taking like the basic plugin and you can take it inside and put it inside the inSite and it's just gonna work.
Great, that's awesome. Let's see. I have a couple more questions.
Sure.
Well, one thing that I always get really excited about when I see stuff like this is, and I think this is a trend with a lot of WordPress-based tools, is that, of course, everything first is going to talk about how its functionality is great for business. It can help you increase conversions, and that seems to be the tilt of your your copy on the inSite website. However, one of the things that I'm really fascinated with is that because of the flexible nature of this plugin and the functionality it provides, it's great for storytelling. It's really great for, or it has potential to be really great for providing really unique experiences on a WordPress site. Have you guys thought about any, I guess, creative applications of inSite beyond just you know, increasing sales or increasing email signups?
Well, definitely. I mean, I'm you know, I'm coming from photography. I learned photography, and you know, I'm like really into like the creative stuff. I mean, I'm working with a company that, you know, doing products that aim to help business to be better. But at the end of the day, what I do is really from, you know, trying to make websites, you know, look better and behave better and be like more suitable to their users. So, you know, storytelling is all about the user experience, right? It's all about the way the user experience your site, if we're talking about storytelling in sites, right? So it's all about, you know, and all the trends that you see now are really supporting it. You see parallax, you see, you know, more flexible design, you see one pages, you see video backgrounds, you see like great CSS tricks and image sliders and stuff. So everything that's happening now in trends of the internet, and also like trends of things that are going outside of the internet and connect together, like, you know, getting services when you want and where you want, and, you know, to be more, you know, and live in a stitchless world when everything is like, you know, going together without any stitches. So when I'm coming to think about how to use inSite in order to tell a story, I can think of kind of like a couple really interesting example. I mean, you and your users, you are in this story together. It's not just you coming and tell the story to the user that is agnostic to your product. The idea is that the user is in a, you know, a situation right now. Hi, Kat. He's like, you know, he's on a mobile and he's going on the way to somewhere, and he's going to, you know, and he's opening the mobile because he wants something, and then you're there to help him to you know, to work the story together. So, and the first time user that comes to your site is not the user that comes on the second time. So you have the ability to work with him and to understand better how he works and how you can tell your story via inSite. So it can be, you know, a specific action that he can do, or a specific part of your story that you are telling to a user that come on the second time. Maybe you want to reveal your story in a different way to different user.
Yeah.
I mean, when we came to think about how to present inSite, we said to ourselves, like, you know, each insight is a story. People that coming from here, they're having this, and this is what happened. So it's like it's kind of a little stories that that can be, you know, presented as insights. So that's why we present them in a player, right?
Yeah.
The idea is that you're coming and play the story to you. So it was a part of the whole thinking about insight as a story. So I really think that it can support this as well.
The idea of triggers and change, it has a gameplay element to it almost too that you can really apply to storytelling, where, you know, if you accomplish this, or you finish this video, or you finish this scrolling action, you unlock more content. And I think there's something, you know, both for business and business as just a conversion goal, and for storytelling, and when it comes to, like, you know, propelling people through your narrative, that there's a lot of potential in that, where, you know, the more you progress, the more you reveal, and the more you experience. And I think that's just a really great potential for a wide variety of, you know, micro interactions that compel people to, you know, just dig deeper into what you have to offer.
Well, when you're coming to tell a story to someone, when people are coming to the cinema, when you're coming to tell something to someone, you say that the first thing you say to him, like, you know, sit comfortable, right? You're going to enjoy the ride. So the idea is that of personalization, I think in general, is to, you know, to make the content more approachable to users because they're coming in their conditions. Even for mobile, I don't want you to present me like, you know, very complicated stuff that I cannot digest right now because I'm on the way or something like that. So inSite can help you to make your user more like feel comfortable with the content without feeling that he's being manipulated, right?
Right, absolutely.
So that's part of the idea here.
So what about the analytics? I mean, both for storytelling and for business or any other use that someone might want, they're going to want to be able to track how effective their insights are in achieving their objectives. What kind of tools do you guys provide on the analytics front?
So, like in this first phase of the life of the product, we are providing connection with Google Analytics, I mean, if you have analytics, we're like, shooting the events and everything, and you can track it via your analytics. On the next step of the product, we're building our own analytics system that will allow you to see how much, how much clicks, how much engagement it did, how many people saw it, and also will allow you to create some kind of a goals. I mean, if you're using this contact form in somewhere else in your site and then you're using it within the inSite, it will allow you to see how and if the inSite make it better, and what is the value of actually using this inSite in compared to other stuff. When we measure that in inSite Duda 1, or our main product that had inSite, we saw increased conversion of 70% and 100% and all kind of things, because it's only reasonable. I mean, if you're giving people the content in the right time in the right place, they will react better. It's natural.
Absolutely. And are these analytics going to be available in the back end of WordPress? Like within the plugin environment?
Yeah, it's going to be available inside the plugin. It's going to be hopefully in the next few weeks.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, those are all the questions that I'd come, with in my mind, but is there any other element of the plugin that you feel like we haven't really talked about that you'd like to explain or have a chance to present?
I think that what is really interesting in WordPress, and that's why we choose WordPress, is that the community and the behavior of the community is something that really work together with what we're trying to offer here. I mean, sometimes you're presenting a new product and then there's just too many new things inside the product and no one will use it. The idea is to understand what kind of a familiar element you can present to people, so it will be easier for them to engage with the product. So the community of WordPress been a huge help for us, because they already have the behavior of sharing stuff, and we are really into sharing. We are really into transparency and into shared experience and enjoy the benefits of proved insights. So it's really important to me to call people to be active in the community, because that's how it's going to be better. And also for the WordPress developer, there's a huge range of possibilities here, because everything just you can open every part of the plugin. You can use only CSS. You can use CSS and HTML. You can do JavaScript-based triggers and then JavaScript-based actions. So actually, if you know how to code, and a lot of the people that work with WordPress have some coding skills, you can do a really amazing stuff.
Do you have any plans on creating an incentivization program for developers to submit really nice insights, really high quality insights to your library?
Yeah, we're definitely thinking about how we're taking it to the next level, and we want to start with mini campaigns, we call them, mini competitions, similar to what Instagram did in the early days. This week we're all going to do insight around 4th of July, or this week we're all going to do insight around support the war in wherever. So the idea is to create not the war, support the against the war.
Yeah.
And
support a cause.
It's really support a cause. Really to do things that people will do together, and then we're going to have prizes and stuff, but also we're going to create the value of people who create the best insight and share them with the community. So it's going to be a mixed one.
Do you think that at any point, you said you guys are thinking about a subscription model in the future, would there be an affiliate model to go along with that, or would there be maybe a micro purchase where people can do 99 cents for an insight or something like that? Something for developers who want to look into this and say, I'm really excited about this possibility, but I don't necessarily want to just pump out free stuff. I want to have a way of sustaining myself. Is there any hope for those types of, or any thought going into those types of programs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the idea that the reason that we went out in an early stage and without any business model right now is to learn. Sure. To learn how things are happening in the industry, to see the changes, to see the best business model, to see the best opportunities. So I cannot say it will be X, Y, and Z. Sure. We don't know yet. Part of the idea of this time is to learn as much as we can. And for me, as a product person, I equally want to to spread the word, and equally want to hear feedback about my product. So for me, it's a mixed intention here. Absolutely. And I really want to hear as much as I can about feedback and everything, and we're developing according to the feedback all the time.
Well, we're coming up on 20 minutes, so I want to hit one more question, and then when we put this live, I'll make sure that I ping you so that you know. And if anybody has more questions, hopefully they can ask those in the comments and you can address them there. But my last question for the interview is, when it comes to the average user, say the non-developer, using and customizing your insights that are available within the library, what's that process like? I mean, is it kind of you get what you get, or do you have tools available for people to kind of customize
no,
things?
It's really easily. I can you can take some screenshot and put later. It's really easy. You're clicking on the insight that you want, and then you have a visual editor, really simple visual editor that allows you to edit any of the text, to change the picture. If it's a notification bar, just changing the color. Okay. Typing your text. It's like really easy thing to use. We didn't build it for developers, right?
Gotcha.
We build it for. We have like a long time experience with site builders and with visual editors, and we build it as one. So it's a really easy process, and probably a good idea to put like some screenshot or stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll make sure we put that in the post. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to walk us through everything and answer some questions. Like I said, I'll invite everyone who's watching this on the Cohhe blog or YouTube channel to comment and ask questions, and hopefully between the two of us, we can answer any questions that people have.
Sure.
So yeah,
thank you for inviting me. It was fun.
All right. Well, I hope to talk to you again soon.
You will.
Bye.
Bye.